Okay, so the problem asks or says the U.S. Postal Office will accept a box for shipment only if the sum of the height and girth, distance around the bottom, is at most 108 inches. Find the dimensions of the largest acceptable box with square top and bottom. And so you want the largest acceptable box, so you'd use volume. So volume equals length times width times height. And so for this box, you have a square top and a square bottom. So since it's a square, all the sides are equal, so we can write x and x for the length and the width, and then the height we can say is h. And so we know that the perimeter around the box, around the bottom, so 4x plus the height, so plus h, is 108. And so we can find h in terms of x, so h equals 108 minus 4x. And then plug this up into this equation. So you'd have volume equals x squared, because the length and the width is both x, times 108 minus 4x. So if we distribute x squared, we have 108 x squared minus 4x cubed. So we want to optimize this equation, and so we find the derivative of it, so we can find the value of x. And so we have 216x minus 12x squared. You can take x out. 216 minus 12x. We want to set it to 0. So you'd have x equals 0, and then you have 216 minus 12x equals 0. So subtract 216 from both sides, 216 negative 12x, and then divide by negative 12, and x equals 18. So then you can take this and plug it back into this equation. And so you have 4 times 18 plus h equals 108, and this will give you what the height of the box is. So 4 times 18 is 72, plus h equals 108. Subtract 72 from both sides, and h equals 36. And so to check this, you can do a little chart. So you have negative infinity to 18, since 18 is your critical number, and then 18 to infinity. So you pick a number between negative infinity to 18, so we can say 1, and plug it into the first derivative. So 1, which is a positive number, times 216 minus 12, which would end up being 204. And so that's a positive number, and so that means that it is increasing here, because positive times positive is positive. And then you pick a number between 18 and infinity, so let's say 20. So you have x is 20, which is a positive number, and then 216 minus 12 times 20, which would end up being larger than 216, so that's a negative number, and a positive times negative is a negative. So you know that this side is decreasing. And so this would look like a sad face, and so you know that this would be your max. So you know that 18 is the max. And so the dimensions of the box for the largest acceptable box would be 18 by 18 by 36.